Hello and welcome to this episode of Wiki Walks. Wiki Walks is a short podcast devoted to some of the more intriguing and, who knew, articles that you can run across in the weird world of Wikipedia. I'm your host, Chris Grismer. Do you remember when you used to be able to fly? It seems so wistful now, thinking about carefree traveling and jet-setting across the world, but lest you allow yourself to view your memories through rose-colored glasses, one of the most frustrating experiences you've no doubt encountered was sitting in a poorly air-conditioned metal tube, delayed for hours, motionless, on the tarmac. But what on earth is a tarmac? I know Big Macs, Mack trucks, the secret world of Alex Mack, but tarmac? That sounds sticky, I guess. I don't know. What is a tarmac? Well, in today's lexicon, a tarmac is really just any surface where airplanes are parked. But that is a much broader definition than its historical roots. Tarmac is actually short for Tar Macadam. Okay, well, since we're distilling this further and further, what is Tar Macadam? Well, before we can answer that, let's meet our subject of today's story, Scotsman John Macadam. Macadam was born in Scotland in 1756, but moved to New York in 1790 to make his fortune. Arriving at the onset of the Revolutionary War, he began working in his uncle's business and became a successful merchant and prize agent. In essence, a fellow who takes a cut from selling off the spoils of war. He took his new money and moved back to Scotland, where he oversaw the transportation of the small town in which he lived. You see, at this time, most roads were deep, rutted, muddy messes. One good gully washer and your dusty highway there is an impassable sunken bog. And if they weren't sloshy mud pits, then they were very expensive stone affairs that frequently broke down not long after whatever event precipitated their construction. Macadam was convinced that massive stone slabs would not be needed to carry the weight of passing carriages, as long as the road was kept dry. Macadam came up with the idea of raising roadbeds to ensure adequate drainage. He then designed these roadbeds using broken stones laid in symmetrical tight patterns and covered with smaller stones to create a hard surface. Macadam discovered that the best stone or gravel for road surfacing had to be broken or crushed, and then graded to a constant size of chippings. Macadam's design, simply called Macadam Roads, very inventive, represented a revolutionary advancement in road construction at the time. But this is all before the invention of the automobile, and eventually rubber tires would be susceptible to such pointy, jagged, crushed stones and gravel. Macadam had never really found a way to bind all of these rocks together cohesively. But someone would, although entirely by accident. Enter Edgar Purnell Hooley, who in 1901 was surveying land for Nottinghamshire County when he came upon an unusually smooth section of road that stood out from the rest, right next to a large factory. He did some digging and learned that a barrel of tar had burst open across the road. In efforts to reduce the mess created by the sticky substance, a quick-thinking factory employee had dumped waste slag from a nearby ironworks factory on top of the tar. This improvised resurfacing of the road had solidified and smoothed the track, inadvertently leading to the development of the modern tarmac road. The following year, Hooley patented the process of heating tar and then mixing it with slag and broken stones. This new, hard-wearing road surface was successfully marketed as Tar Macadam, in honor of its original inventor. Once the recipe was perfected, Nottingham's Radcliffe Road became the first tarmac road in the world. And soon, everyone wanted in. And what road surface needs to be free of random bumps and gouges and swales more than an airport runway? With planes taking off and landing, even a minor road disturbance would be catastrophic. So, once word got out, every airfield in the world installed their very own Tar Macadam runway, or tarmac for short. Eventually, technology changed and Tar Macadam fell out of use for the more efficient and easily maintained asphalt surfaces we are no doubt more familiar with. But the throwback tarmac for your airplane taxi ride still carries on to this very day. So in the future, you might very well once again be stuck, cursing life in complete motionless purgatory on the tarmac. But don't blame John Macadam. I suggest you sit back, pour yourself a drink, and eat a nice bag of macadamia nuts while you wait. Why macadamia nuts? Because guess what? They're named after him too.